And good evening once again. Welcome, and I hope everyone is doing well this fine evening, November 14. Oo nga, November 14 na. Ang bilis, half month na po ng November, and at the end of the day, less than 45 days na lang po natitira. Tapos na po ang 2021. Sino dito na bilisan po sa 2021? Grabe, exciting, no? And that's really an honor for continuously doing this. I think more than a year na natin ano ba? Oo. More than a year na na-establish tong Rich Friends Community PH, and I'm really happy and excited to see you all here. To everyone watching live, welcome po sa inyo ulit. And to those watching on replay, kindly hit that like button. Pusuan nyo naman po. Tapos at the same time, mag-comment kayo ano pa mga gusto nyo mapulot for this evening para naman alam namin ang mga gagawin, ang mga ibibigay na content for the next few days. Ayan. Okay, so everyone, I just want to share my screen first. Ayan, welcome. Good evening sa mga yan. Nanonood natin live, mga 1 million viewers. Wow. 1 million viewers. Okay, sa mga nanonood sa YouTube, welcome po sa inyong lahat. By the way, my name is JM. I'm one of the co-founders of the Rich Friends community and really excited kasi for this evening, special na naman po. Kung last week we talked about yung mga different passive income streams that you can actually think about or you can actually start with during that time. And later on, actually, a-announce ko po, no, meron tayong mga additional sessions for it kasi by popular demand, marami pang session. So just for today, meron po tayong na-invite. Invite natin. She's a very successful woman. And of course, she's still in the journey, in her own journey of continuously reaching that end point. And later on, kukwento niya po yung journey niya to financial freedom. And it took her 10 years. And still, counting pa po yan. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is you just started. And exciting lang din kasi for this evening, we'll start with yung usual. I'll share yung last week's topic quickly. Run through ko lang siya. And at the same time, ibibigay ko na yung floor sa ating guest this evening. Okay, so welcome once again. This is the Rich Friends community where we grow our mindset, expand our heart set so that our wealth set will be ready to receive God's greatest abundance. So nakakatuwa, no? Very exciting talaga. Nakakakilig. Okay, so sana po nandiyan kayo excited kayo to learn. Hello po sa inyo. Ay, may nag-comment. Tingnan nga natin ang nag-comment. Sabi, good evening, coach. Sabi, hello sa iyo. Alam ko na kung sino huhulaan natin. Ayan, si Kay. Hi, Kay. Long time no see. Okay, so ito ang topic natin last week, yung dami-dami pwede investan. So share po natin quickly. Ito yung mga napag-usapan natin, yung mga risks and potentials ng different passive income streams. Nandiyan po yung bonds and MP2. We talked about that, yung possible ways. Yung risk mo dyan, super baba, pero yung return mo rin not so great as well. But still protected yung iyong capital. Same with preferred stocks. Nasa mga ang bonds dyan, nasa mga 3 to 4%, 3 to 5% per annum na return. Si preferred stocks, nasa mga 4 to 6% per annum. Oh, ang okay doon kasi guaranteed. Andito na para magtanong. Alam ko na ang gagawin nito. Hello, Mavic. Si Mavic to. Andito na siya para magtanong. Andiyan din po yung high dividend yield stocks natin na pagkwentuhan po natin yan. Don't worry, during the week, meron po tayo mailalabas na content. Inaayos ko lang yung schedule ko para maituro ko sa inyo ano yung mga high dividend yield stocks na pwede nyong pasukan or at the same time, yung evaluate natin kung okay ba siya talaga. And we also talked about crypto staking. So those who are into cryptocurrency, you can actually stake yung mga cryptos nyo. Parang nilagay mo sa deposit account, kumikita ka na additional na crypto. And last time, no, pinakita ko nga sa inyo yung mga different avenues where you can put it mismo sa wallet, pwedeng sa exchange, pwedeng ilagay mo siya doon sa different mas parang i-upload mo siya. Technology. So, amazing ng technology. So, yan. So, without further ado, no, I hope you learned from that. But abangan nyo po sa next few days, I'll prepare yung mga preferred stocks, high dividend yield stocks, crypto staking. But for now, pagkukwentuhan natin, I will be introducing to you guys this very wonderful person. Sobrang generous po niya talaga, no? Kasi she currently works at in the corporate world. Sobrang dami po niya na share, and if you've been consistently showing up here in this weekly learning session, nakikita mo siya, nagko-comment, nakikita mo siya, nag-share din ng kanyang story, and yeah, super grateful lang din na nandito siya ulit para i-share yung story niya. So, sige, introduce ko na siya, si Miss Lian Cruz. Yay!
Yay! Hi, good evening! It's me again. Ayan. Ang number one suki ng RF Friends community. Thank you so much for having me again, Coach JM. And I am so excited for today's session. I think this is my first time to talk about financial in Rich Friends community because most of the time I talk about self-awareness and motivational learning sessions to our community members. Tama ba?
Tama.
Baka ma-judge ako dito, ah. Joke lang.
Oo.
Alright. Sige, let me go ahead and share my screen to all of you. Okay, so teka. Ngayon lang yata ako gagamit ng StreamYard. Okay. Alright.
Uy,
Let me know,
yan.
guys, if you can see the slides. Ayan. Kita nyo ba? Alright. So, again, my name is Lian, and I have been one of the first members of the Richmond community, and I am here, of course, again to add value to all of you. And for today's session, we are going to talk about the foundations in building your financial portfolio. Yan. Ano nga ba tong financial portfolio? Ngayon ko lang ba narinig to? Yan. Lahat ba ng tao kailangan magkaroon ng financial portfolio, and what are the things that you need to consider to be successful in building it? Ayan. So lahat yan sasagutin natin today. And yan, I hope, Coach Jim, you can also support me here. And by the way, disclaimer lang, I am not a financial advisor. So for today, I will be talking as an investor, a breadwinner, and of course, a regular employee. Yeah, para you guys can relate with me. And hi, good evening. Ayan. I will be sharing with you the steps that I did to create and build my 10-year financial portfolio. Okay, so are you guys excited? Yan. Sige nga, please type in one in the chat if you guys are ready. And to all our members who are watching our live stream on Facebook, please comment down below and engage with us today. Feel free to ask any questions as well. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, of course, we are going to start our discussion by defining what is a financial portfolio. Sige, because I think some of you here, this is the first time that you've heard of this one. So, a financial portfolio, by definition, is a bundle of financial assets owned by an individual investor. And these assets may include common stocks, corporate and government bonds. Meron din tayong tinatawag na cash or cash equivalents, and there are also other alternative assets. Okay. When we talk about assets, for me, I usually divide it into two, the liquid and hard assets. Okay. When we talk about liquid assets, ito yung mga cash, savings account, yan, easily liquidated treasury bills. And then for the others, meron kayong tinatawag na mga properties, yung mga lupa, bahay. Those are assets. You also have your jewelries, right? And mga kotse, vehicles, life insurance policies, pensions, mutual funds, and stocks. All right. So these are some examples of assets. Okay. Now let's go to the next slide. All right. So, the first step to building your financial portfolio is by using this simple structure. And I know we have talked about this structure many times in our learning sessions, and I will also apply it here. Marami kaming mga community members dito na they are very familiar with point A and point B structure. So I will discuss it to you. If you're going to go to your point, of course, our first step would be to go to the point A. And the first question that you need to ask yourself, okay, would be, what is my current status in terms of my finances and assets that I have acquired, if there's any? Okay, so dito na kayo dadating wherein you would need to assess your current status or yourself, ano bang meron ako ngayon? Yan. Alright? Now, the next questions that you need to ask yourself when you go to point B are, what is my point B? Where do I want to go? Okay. Why is this destination important for me? And what is the perfect picture of my financial portfolio? All right. So these are some of the questions that you can ask yourself when you do the assessment. And once you have identified both your point A and point B, start setting your intentions, okay, so that you can start your journey. And I will give you an example on the next slide. Okay. Way back in 2011, I set the intention that I will start building my portfolio. So I did a lot of assessments with myself. And in 2011, this was my point A. Yeah. I had zero debt. I was able to create my emergency fund, which is 6 months of my salary. I also have two savings account, but I don't have any health plans. I have no insurance. I don't have any hard assets, and I have no investments of any kind. Yeah. So that was my point A 10 years ago. Now, my point B, yan, I ask myself, ano bang gusto ko? Why is this important for me? Kasi parang I feel masyadong vague yung sasabihin ko na gusto kong yumaman eh. Parang gano'n. So, I dig deep into what I really want. And this is the point B or the goal that I came up with. And this is called financial freedom. Okay. So, for us to be on the same page, let me ask you first, what is financial freedom for you? Kasi I feel that a lot of people watching this live stream, ito rin ang kanilang point B. Ayan. So, tignan natin if we are aligned or if we are on the same page. What is financial freedom for you? Sige. Let's start with Coach JM.
Hmm, siguro sa akin ano, financial freedom would be something na wala na akong iniisip about money. Yung alam kong
Yeah.
kunwari pagka kumakain ako sa restaurant, 'pag nakita ko nakatingin lang ako sa kakainin, hindi ko titingnan yung price.
Right.
Halalala, steak, okey, steak. Hindi ko gaganyan yung alam mo magda-drag ka to the right, steak, yung
That's
large
true.
o yung small. So, I
Yeah.
think yun yung common thing for me na pagkadating, food talaga.
Yeah, okay. Thank you
Oo.
so much for sharing, Coach. How about Joseph? Ikaw, what is financial freedom for you?
For me, financial freedom, parang same thing with coach. Alam mo yung feeling na parang you don't have to worry about
Yeah,
tomorrow, about the things na bibilin mo, about the food na kakainin mo. Alam pa,
yeah,
because na-secure mo na yung mga bagay na pinaghandaan mo for that time. Yun yung
that's
sa
true.
akin.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. Ayan. Halos parehong-pareho and align na align tayo. Let me share my point of view on what financial freedom is. So for me naman, financial freedom is continuous ang cash flow and my money is working for me. So dire-diretso lang siya. Financial freedom for me is yung wala ng alarm clock. Yeah. Di nagigising para kumayod and magtrabaho. Financial freedom for me is not worrying about, the hospital expenses or bills that I may have occurred in the future. Financial freedom for me is not looking on the price tags when I do shopping. And financial freedom for me is abundance of money and peace of mind. Yeah. So if you're gonna look at the slide that I have here, you can already see the big picture at a glance. So I hope you guys can also do this activity kahit mag-isa lang kayo so that you can assess ano ba talagang gusto ko, 'di ba? All right. So my next question to myself after I have drafted this was, what's next for me? Okay? So let's go to the next slide. And in the next slides, we will learn the things that I have learned and I know that are critical in building our financial portfolio. And these are the foundation that will help you in your journey to financial freedom. Okay? Are you guys excited? Ayan, ready na ba kayo? Medyo siguro ako natutuwa lang din ako to really share this and to speak as someone na hindi pa naman ako hindi pa naman ako related sa insurance industry, but then again, in my theory of space, and most of my friends are in the insurance industry, so I am also learning from them. Kaya yung mga bagay na ganito ay natutunan ko and kaya ko na rin i-share sa inyo. Okay? All right. Let's go to the first one. So it says here, increase your cash flow first. Okay. I have so many friends who wants to invest. They want to get insured, but they're telling me na hindi talaga kaya ng sweldo ko. Ayan. Relate ba yung mga ano dito? Mga taga-insurance industry? Kung meron na
Relate.
nanonood. Yeah, hindi kaya ng sweldo ko, hindi talaga kasha. Gusto ko naman, pero hindi talaga, wala akong pera. Ganyan lagi yung mga dahilan, 'di ba? Or hindi pa ako ready. Um, this is understandable, especially if you have a family, you have X number of kids, you are a breadwinner, alam mo yon, marami kasing tao na sakto or sapat lang talaga yung salary nila from their regular work. Tapos ang dami pa nilang responsibilities, 'di ba? I hope you guys can relate to this. And um, ang naisip ko dito, whenever I hear those things from my friends, um, I tell them na, here's the thing. There are so many ways for you to earn and increase your cash flow. Tama ba? It's just a matter of shifting your mindset and exploring unlimited possibilities or opportunities. Okay, let me repeat that one. There are so many ways for you to earn and increase your cash flow. It's just a matter of shifting your mindset and exploring unlimited possibilities and opportunities. Okay, do you guys agree with that?
Agree.
Yeah. Ang daming problema sa mundo, and each one of us, I know, has this bright idea on how you can resolve it. So why not turn crisis or problem into cash? Right? I'll give you an example. Way back in 2019, my Facebook page was just full of selfies. Puro mga picture ko lang. Wala lang, puro selfie lang. Ganun. So parang one day I realized I'm not gaining anything from it. So sabi ko sa sarili ko, bakit kaya hindi ko pagkakitaan yung Facebook ko? So in June 2019, I started my honey business. Ayan. And I hope you guys are open to if I can share this with you briefly. Ayan. So my initial capital for this business is 4,000 pesos. I started selling 24 bottles per month, and it boomed to 400 to 500 bottles per week during the pandemic. Yan. So yan yung isa sa mga yung small business idea na alam ko naman nakikita ko. Although maliit lang ang capital, pero eventually lumaki siya ng lumaki. Maliit ang kita, eventually lumaki siya ng lumaki. And here's another example. We have a marketplace in our community here at Lumiere Residences. So, there was no one selling honey here. Kailangan ng mga tao, naghahanap sila. So, I step up and, took advantage of it. Now I get regular orders from my neighbors, and alam niyo yun, because of the success of my small business, I also ventured and created another source, and this is my herbs and spices business. Ayan. My initial capital for this was just 3,000 pesos. And again,
Wow.
yes. Again, there is no one selling herbs and spices here in our marketplace. So I took that opportunity. Marami kasi nagbebenta ng pagkain dito. And ang common concern nila or yung mga looking for or recommendation are the herbs and spices na kailangan pa nilang bilhin sa labas, and also those rare ones na hindi mo talaga mahahanap dito sa Pilipinas. So, yeah, that was a problem here before, but now I am here and I turned that problem into cash. Ayan. So that is one example of increasing your cash flow. Other ways for you to increase your cash flow: buy and sell. You can also do freelancing, tutorials. You can apply for a part-time job. Ang dami ng mga work from home ngayon na part-time job din. Hindi ka kailangan lumabas. You can also venture into trading. Ayan, kung mahilig kang mag-aral and you are really interested on the Philippine economy and also forex, cryptocurrencies, you can also do that. So, no excuses in terms of increasing your cash flow kasi sobrang daming ways talaga para kumita. All right? Okay. Are you guys learning so far?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next level. All right. The second level is eliminating debt. Sabi dito, naka-move on ka na ba sa mga debt? Ayan. For me, there are two kinds of debts. There are good and bad debts. Are you familiar with that, guys? Hindi lahat ng debt, parang negative or bad siya. Yan. Familiar ba kayo na mayroong dalawang klase? Okay, I'll give you an example. Example of good debt for me are mortgage or real estate investments because these are long term and it will create a great advantage for you to increase your credit score in banks. Okay. Examples of bad debts for me. Credit card. Yan. Personal loans, 5-6 or yung mga utang nyo with your friends. Okay. So these are bad debts for me, especially kung merong interest talaga siya na lumalaki ng lumalaki. So, debt is a cycle. Ayan. Until you eliminate it completely, you will not be able to move forward with your finances until you clear it, especially if you have a goal to start your financial portfolio. Okay? All right. Sige. Let's move on to the next one. And this is called emergency fund. All right. How much should be your emergency fund? Sige nga, guys. If you can answer it.
1 year.
1 year. Wow. Pwede. Oo, if you want to set it to 1 year, that's okay. But ideally, it should be at least 3 to 6 months of your monthly salary. Ayan. Who amongst here have emergency funds? Sige nga. Can you unmute or type in two in the chat or in our live stream on Facebook? Yan. Si Joseph, yan. Siyempre, merong emergency fund yan. And of course, si JM. Yan. Do we still have, teka, meron pa ba kaming kasama dito sa room? Okay. Sige. So, JM and 3 to 6 months na sweldo. Yeah, that's correct. Okay.
Galing yan kay Mavic. Hi, Mavic. What's up?
Mavic. Hi, Mavic. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Why do we need to have emergency fund? Yeah. Sige, because there's so many uncertainties in the world and hindi mo naman talaga malalaman kung kailan ka mangangailangan. And this is what you call your buffer, guys. Para hindi kayo bumalik doon sa level 2 which is eliminating debt. Yan. I'll tell you a story. I have a friend, biglang na hospital yung anak niya. Emergency. Wala talaga silang ipon and they are just living from paycheck to paycheck. Saktong-sakto lang talaga yung sweldo nila every month. So, nung nagkasakit yung anak nila, ayun, they started borrowing money, nangutang, nag-salary loan, etc. Eh, ang hospital bills naman guys, hindi naman siya fixed 'di ba? I mean, the longer you stay there, the longer you stay there, the higher the bill. Tama ba ako? Depende pa kung anong sakit yan or complication. So this is one of the important step for you to be able to start creating your financial portfolio. And like what I said earlier, marami kayong kailangang pagdaanan. It's a journey that you need to take bago kayo makapagsimula. Alright. Learning so far?
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. So, before I move on to the next one or to the next level, I just want to highlight this slide. Okay. A lot of people are skipping these three levels and dumidiretso sa investments. Yan. Who can relate to that? May mga utang, walang emergency fund, walang savings, and then isa lang yung income stream. Yan. Pero gusto mag-invest, 'di ba? No
Makuha
judgment
yung
here,
younger
by the
self.
way. The younger self, yeah, exactly. Ayan. So, no judgment naman here, guys. Kasi, kaya nga tayo nandito ngayon is to create awareness, 'di ba? The most common mistakes that people do is going straight to investments. And sometimes, itong pinang-i-invest nila is either utang pa or yung life savings nila. Ayan. So, guys, let's be conscious on that. And we're gonna talk about it more later on as we go through the slides. Okay. All right. Let's go to level 4. And this is my favorite of all the levels. And it's called basic protection. So dito na pumapasok yung retirement fund, health insurance, and life insurance. Ayan. Why do I need to have basic protection? Yun yung una nilang tanong eh. Bakit ba kailangan ko pa yan? Ayan. So I'll give you some reasons and I hope you will realize something from it. First of all, we will all get old. Eh, tama ba? Nabubulol ako. We will all get old. Tatanda tayong lahat and that's a fact. Eventually, our body will deteriorate and manghihina tayo. Kanya naman eh, old age, 'di ba? How prepared are you on that? Okay? Second, we are not going to work forever and there is a time in our life that we really need to rest and retire. Ang question dito is, are you ready for it? Kasi once you retire, that would be your longest vacation leave. Lahat ng pera mo niyan palabas na eh. And kahit naman matanda ka, nakakain ka pa rin, 'di ba? Kakain ka 3 times a day or more. Saan natin kukunin yung pera natin? Tama? Okay. And lastly, sa kinikita ko ngayon, ano ba yung pwede kong iwanan sa mga mahal ko sa buhay in case of sad events? When we talk about sad events, these are sickness, accident, and death. Alright? So, these are the questions that you want to ask yourselves. And um, I want you guys to please, please don't tell me na yung anak ko na yung bahala dyan or yung pamilya ko. Ayan, kasi yun yung parati ko naririnig eh. Especially for me kasi I'm part of the sandwich generation. And let me explain that to you. I'll tell you more about it. Um, your children are not your retirement fund. Let's be clear on that. All right? Please, please let them live their life. I value the unconditional love that my parents gave me or had given me, but when we talk about retirement, my point of view on that is you need to let your children make that choice. Like supporting you on your retirement should not be imposed to them. Yun lang naman yung para sa akin. And what is one way for you para maiwasan yon? And that's to get basic protection. Okay, next one. Gaano ba kamahal magkasakit ngayon? Okay, sa surgery or operation, milyon-milyon ang gagastusin mo. Kahit sabihin mo sa akin, for example, na marami ka namang savings, once na may nagkasakit sa family or na-ospital ka and then unfortunately kailangan pa ng surgery or operation, lahat ng savings mo malilimas yan. Yan. So how prepared are you on that, 'di ba? And lastly, di ko pa naman na-experience 'to, pero siyempre nag-i-interview ako ng mga tao. Ang sabi nila mahal daw mamatay. Meron bang nakarinig nito? Mahal mamatay, 'yan. Kasi hindi lang naman libing yung gagastusin mo, 'pag may namatay, eh. Meron ka pang estate tax and that is 6% of your overall assets, including your savings account. So, saan kukunin ng family mo yung pambayad sa estate? Saan kukunin ng family mo yung pambayad para mai-transfer nila yung mga assets and savings mo sa kanila? 'Yan. Kung for example, wala ka namang assets, ano naman yung kaya mong maiwan para sa kanila or maipamana, 'di ba? Paano makakapagtapos ng pag-aaral yung mga anak mo kung mawala ka sa picture? Ano ba yung perang pwede mong iwanan doon sa asawa mo para makapag-small business naman siya and para araw-araw makakain pa rin sila ng mga anak niyo, 'di ba? So, I hope you guys are getting it. I mean, a lot of people don't realize this, but there are so many benefits of protecting yourself, especially if you are the head of the family and if you are a breadwinner. Yeah. So that is the basic protection. Again, it's very important that you go through each of these level. Kasi once na meron kang in-skip dito and nag-jump ka, once that, something uncertain happen, it's gonna break down. Okay? All right. What are you learning so far? Sige nga, Joseph.
Ako, thank you, Lian, no? I think I have to revisit my financial portfolio. Ay, na-realize ko ngayon na tama yung sinabi mo na kasi may mga properties ako na
Yeah.
kasi yung basic protection is for myself and also for my family. What if
Yeah.
is sufficient na ba yung maiiwan ko for them? So napapaisip
Exactly.
ako na I really have to revisit my financial portfolio. Kung kulang pa siya, I really have to do something about it. Kasi ayokong maging kawawa sila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joseph. Tama yung term mo. I love your term, sufficient or enough. Is it enough? Kasi hindi lang naman to, it's not just a matter of getting all these three. Kailangan mo ring tanungin, is it enough? Yan. Baka mamaya ang coverage mo lang 500,000, 'di ba?
True. Especially pag
Tas
hindi
ang dami
family.
mong properties. Oo.
Mm,
Yeah. So thank you so much, Joseph, for for the realization and for sharing that. How about you, Coach JM?
Sa akin ako na-realize ko ngayon, no, parang, kasi I remember na na-mention yan pagka ibang times, yung getting it at a younger age. And I can't
Yes.
stress it enough. Kasi lalo na ngayon, ako, when I reach my 30s, hindi ko ina-expect na kailangan kong ma-medical. Kasi nasa 27 ako, 22, nung kumuha ako ng mga first plans ko. Parang
Yeah.
ako, easy ano lang, parang wala pang 1 week, yung iba 2 days lang approve agad. Tapos
Mhm.
yung ngayon, yung recent naman ako, it's una meron pa akong parang dahil kung hindi ako makapagpa-medical, made-decline. May mga gano'n na issues ako.
Yes, oo.
Oh,
Ayan. Thank you
and
so
I'm not getting any younger din.
Right. Uy, thank you so much, Coach, for raising that up. I mean, very important, guys, that you take note. Age does matter when you are getting basic protection. So, the younger you start, the better. Kasi tama naman yun habang tumatanda ka, mas nagmamahal siya. And again, we're not getting any younger. Lalo na kapag ka nagkaroon ka na ng mga illnesses or pre-existing conditions, it would be harder for you to get any of this basic protection. Yeah. So I hope you guys are realizing something today. Okay?
Oh, meron pa
All
akong
right.
naalala lang, Lia. 'Di ba yung
Sure.
you mentioned a while ago, dumiretso sa investment. Isa ako
Mm-hmm.
sa mga gano'n, eh, lalo na nung bata ako, 21 years old. Nung nag-start na, sabi ko, "Uy, may extra money ako, stocks agad 'to." Yeah, stocks.
Diba? Yes. Parang a lot of yung mga younger generation before and maybe even now are making this mistakes, 'di ba, na jumajump agad, ayan. May sinuswerte naman talaga, guys. So, don't be kumbaga, don't get me wrong on that. May mga sinuswerte, but ako, I would still highly recommend that you go through these levels kasi mas sureball ka dito kasi yung magre-risk ka na, oh, suswertehan ba ako or hindi, right? And most especially kung yun lang yung pinang-invest mo is yung iyon lang na lang talaga yung pera mo, 'di ba? Okay, sige. Thank you so much, Joseph and Coach JM. So let's move on to the next one. And I know all of you are excited to talk about investments. Ayan. So, after protecting yourself, ayan na, dito na tayo sa investments. There are so many types of investments right now that you can explore. Meron tayong tinatawag na stocks, may bonds, preferred shares or dividends, yung mga diniscuss ni Coach JM last time. Meron din tayong mutual funds, cryptocurrency, ayan, palong-palo po ang mga cryptocurrencies ngayon, and NFTs, UITF, Pag-ibig MP2 program, there is also microfinancing. So you name it, there are so many of them. But yun nga ang sinasabi ko, Kaya merong Rich Friends community is we're here to help and support you. Ano ba yung tamang investment para sa akin? 'Di ba? So, other kinds of investment, meron din tayong tinatawag na real estate. Okay? It's an investment if you buy it for rental purposes or with the intention to appreciate its value and sell it in the future. Sige, let's be clear on that kasi yung iba, okay, ay namili ako ng condo, may investment na ako. Mga ganyan. Pero ano bang gagawin mo dun sa condo na binili mo, 'di ba? So again, it is an investment if you have the intention na kumita or going business itong real estate property na 'to. Okay? Another one, your car is an investment kung you will use it for business like Grab or deliveries. Okay? If it's not, it's your liability. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi the moment na ilabas mo na yung kotse mo sa kasa, it start to depreciate its value. Gano'n yung nangyari. And lahat ng pera nyo palabas na yan. Gas, maintenance, oil change, registration. Yan. So lahat palabas na. If you want to call it as an investment, kailangan may pumapasok na pera dyan. But, if your goal is convenience in traveling, going to work, then okay lang yon. It will serve its purpose. Pero, wag nyo siyang tatawaging investment kung walang pumapasok na pera sa sasakyan nyo. Okay? All right. Three things that you need to take note and consider when you start investing. Number one, your risk appetite. Ano ba yung mga types ng risk appetite? These are conservative, moderate, and high risk. Okay. The higher the risks, the higher the return. So, ano ba ako? Conservative ba ako? Gusto ko ba ng maliit lang na ROI pero sure naman? Or dito ko sa napakalaki ng ROI pero hindi ako sigurado kung babalik pa or hindi? Okay. So, that's number one. Second one, is it for short-term or long-term investment? I'll give you an example. Okay, I'm gonna invest on microfinance kasi in 3 months gusto kong bumili ng iPhone. So 3 months lang 'yon. Kailangan mo ng ROI in 3 months. So that is short-term investment. Long-term investment examples are life insurance, basic protection, retirement fund, education plans for your kids, and ano pa ba? 'Yon. So ito yung mga long-term na talagang matagal mo siyang babayaran or pag-iipunan. Kasi your goal for that is long-term din naman. It's for my retirement, it's for the education of my kids. Okay? Number three, look for investments that is equal or higher our inflation rate. Ayan. Kasi that's your hard-earned money eh. And you don't wanna lose its value. Yan. So, kailangan kahit papano, sumasabay siya. Kasi kapag tinago nyo lahat yan sa bangko, nawawalan siya ng value talaga. Ang bangko is for safekeeping lang talaga, for emergency fund. But if you wanna grow your money, you need to put it into different vehicles or channels. Okay. And lastly, ito ang pinaka-importante guys na parati naming nare-remind. Sobrang guilty ako dito kasi ako impulsive ako sa ganyan eh. Like, I'm a yes person when it comes to opportunities because I don't want to miss any of the opportunities na dumadating sa akin. But then again, sometimes I step back a little kasi nga yun. So sobrang pagka-impulsive ko, nawawalan ako. Yan. Lastly, do not invest on the things that you don't know. So consult and talk to people and research about the investment vehicle that you want to get. Yeah. So those are the four things that you need to take note of and consider. Okay? All right. So here it is, how I started, right? This is my 5-year journey map. I just want to show it to you so you guys can see it. Um, I'm on my 10th year this 2021, pero ito na lang muna kasi masyadong mahaba yung 2010. But I started 2011. I studied about life insurance, how it works. I have talked to my friends who are in insurance industries, and I purchased two insurance plans from different companies. Okay. Bakit ako nag-start dito? Sige, balik tayo dun sa slide ko. Kasi 'di ba guys, may head start na kasi ako eh. Wala akong utang. And then I have my 6 months emergency fund and I have my savings account. Yan. So medyo dito na ako sa basic protection nag-umpisa kasi yun nga medyo may head start na. So baka kasi magtaka kayo bakit wala diyan yung ano, yung dalawang level. Alright. 2012 I started studying stock market. So I started trading. Okay, nagmu-mutual funds din ako. 'Pag tinatamad-tamad ako, peso cost averaging lang. Ayan. But at least natuto. And then I purchased my first health plan. On my third year, ayan, nandiyan pa rin ako sa stock market, mutual funds. I applied for a part-time job and I started acquiring investments. Okay. 2014, more investments and I started venturing into others pa wherein meron akong monthly income passive streams aside from my salary, my active income. Okay, 2015 I purchased my two health plans and then more passive income streams. Yeah. So, what does it look like for me right now? Okay, this is how it looks like for me. So after 10 years, I have one active income, I have six passive income streams, I have three health plans worth 8 million, three insurance policies, two memorial plans, two memorial lot investments, two savings account, and my current net worth is at 10 million. And as you can see guys, dito ko siya nilagay sa gitna. Yan. Kasi I have a long way to go before I get here. But as I always tell myself, at least I am progressing and I know I will get there. Okay? All right. Now, let's go to the best practices and tips that I can share with you guys to be inspired and motivated to start your journey in building your financial portfolio. All right. The first one here is just to start. Ito yung pinakamahirap na gawin kaya dito ko siya nilagay sa unahan. Nakaka-relate ba kayo, guys?
Oo. Ako.
Yeah. Yung mag-umpisa, ito yung pinakamahirap eh. Pero at the end of the day, once you have chosen yourself and you know you are clear with your intentions that you want to do something about it, then madali na lang yan para sa inyo. Clarity is everything. You can talk to your friends, consult other people so that you know they can guide you with what you really want and with the clarity that you want to achieve in your life. Okay, next one. Budget and pay yourself first. What does it mean when I say pay yourself first? So this is our formula for that. Salary minus savings equals expenses. Yan. Kasi ang nangyayari sa atin ngayon, salary minus expenses, kung ano yung matira, iyon ang savings ko. Yan. Tama ba? Yan. Sige guys, who can relate to that? So, dito, ang strategy dito, guys, is to set a percentage of your savings every month. For example, 20% will automatically goes to my savings every month and insurance policies. Yan, whatever is left, that is what I will spend for my expenses. Pagkakasyahin ko yun. Ayan. You need to be really strict on that na 20%. So, kung kunwari, kaya mo pa namang itaas, ikaw na lang mag-set kung ilang percentage ang isa-set aside mo for that. Ayan. And that's how you pay yourself first. Okay? Next one. Keep track of your expenses. Ayan. That's why it's so important for us to do budgeting ayan every month kasi doon mo malalaman yung mga gastos na pwede mong i-adjust. Na for example, okay, mga non-essential naman 'to or hindi pa necessary for this month, baka puwede ko muna 'tong i-set aside and then I prioritize my monthly expenses and I set aside 20% for my savings and my policies. Ayan. Yung iba kasi hindi naglilista, totoo yun guys ha. As in pagka-receive ng sweldo, wala na gastos-gastos, tapos wala pang payout, ubos na siya, ta's hindi niya alam kung saan napunta yung pera niya. So, importante talaga na naglilista tayo or nagba-budget tayo. Okay? Alright. Next one, continuously learn and invest on yourself. Okay, this is very important too. Never stop learning. So you guys can attend workshops and seminars. Kung kayo nga excited na excited kayo mag-invest para sa pera nyo, 'di ba? Bakit hindi kayo excited mag-invest para sa sarili nyo? So, alam niyo yon, be part of the Rich Friends community because this is the best way for you to learn and grow not just your money but also yourselves. Yan. Si Coach JM and I would always say now we are so grateful for those people who are really choosing to be here, alam mo yon, to learn. Kasi imagine it's a Sunday, 'di ba? Weekend, but you guys are here to learn and kasi gusto nyong matuto eh. So, alam mo yun, go ahead and tap yourselves at the back, 'di ba? Because this is going to be your edge from other people. Kasi wala sila dito and hindi nila malalaman na, okay, meron palang foundation in building your financial portfolio. And hindi lang pala ako dapat nag invest using my money, but I also need to invest on myself. Okay? All right. Next one. Okay. Diversify. Lagi ko to naririnig before eh, pero yes, I am putting this now into practice. Do not put all your money in one basket. So for example, nag-decide ako mag-invest na ilagay ko lahat sa cryptocurrency. Biglang bumagsak, 'di ba?
Yuck.
So, yeah. Sobrang volatile pa naman. Eh what if yung 10% lagay ko sa crypto, 10% sa stock market, 10% sa business ko, 10% sa pag-ibig, 10% sa microfinance, 10% sa farm. So, 'di ba? If ever merong isang income stream doon na hindi mag-work or hindi nag-perform well, you still have others and your cash flow will continue. Yan. Ganyan yung nangyari sa amin sa pandemic eh. May mga streams talaga na hindi na gumagalaw because the businesses were affected. But then again, I am still grateful and thankful that I have other passive income streams na hindi tumigil and they have been moving since March 2020 until today. Yeah, so that's what I meant by that. So, guys, wag puro high risk investments, okay? Sometimes nanggigigil tayo eh. So, you scatter it and make sure that it's balanced. Make sure that your portfolio is balanced. Okay? All right. Next one, of course, don't forget to celebrate your wins. Yan, wag mo naman kalimutan yung sarili mo. I have always been proud of myself for building my portfolio because I know not a lot of people have this or have thought about this. Ayan. I did not come from a rich family. So I really worked hard to build this for 10 years. Compared to others, medyo maliit pa siya if you're gonna look at it. Pero sabi ko nga sa sarili ko, at least nakapagsimula. Yan. And this is one way for me to celebrate it. And, that is to be in this space of giving and sharing this to all of you. Yan. And of course, okay, one of the most critical and important one is to hire a reliable financial advisor or coach. Yan. Look for a reliable financial advisor or coach who will commit to educate and help you out with your financial journey. So, alam niyo yun guys, just like when you are looking for a romantic partner, 'di ba? You have these specific qualities and criteria that you look for, right? You know, if your standards are high on that aspect, set your standards too in terms of finding your financial advisor. Bakit? Okay, sige. Because this is the most critical part. Kasi we're talking about your hard-earned money here eh. And this person is going to be your partner for life. Kasi he or she needs to offer you a lifetime service. He or she needs to be there when you celebrate your milestones like, getting a job, get getting hired, when you start building your own family and have children, when you start building your own business, and even on sad events. Ayan. So, don't just hire an FA because they are your friends. You need to do your assignment too and check their credentials, their background, and their performance. So, huwag kayong mahiya kasi that's your money, it's your decision, and it's your future. So, hire a reliable financial coach. Yan. So, that is it for me. I hope you guys learned a lot today, and I'm really honored. I'm always honored and grateful to be here. Maraming maraming salamat po.
Wow, congratulations. Palakpakan naman natin si Lian for that wonderful, wonderful sharing. Yung tips niya, no, from all of those tips, from the financial freedom ladder, the journey to a road road to team payaman, no. Nakakatuwa lang for
Yes.
sharing that. Lian, and really honoring you for being transparent din sa mga pinapasukan. Siguro I'd like to just ask some questions kung okay lang. Pag-ask kami ng mga questions para at
Go.
least I think
Yeah.
some have already asked eh. Ano yung mga unang struggles mo when yung kumbaga nung you mentioned yung point A to point B, what got you started? Ano yung nag-trigger ng ay kailangan ko tingnan yung point A, ay kailangan ko tingnan yung point B?
Naka-mindset na kasi ako na, I will be the breadwinner of the family. Like,
Mm,
I will be taking care of my parents. So I need
okay.
to yeah, I need to prepare for that. And
Kumbaga ano yan, it's nung start pa lang sobrang laki ng why.
yeah, oo. Tsaka sinasabihan din ako ng parents ko na, "Oh, malapit na ako mag-retire, ikaw na bahala sa akin." So gano'n.
Kaway-kaway.
Oo, 'di ba? I mean, sabi ko nga kanina, parang 'di naman masama yung loob ko. I mean, I really wanted to help my family wholeheartedly. Kaya I really decided talaga 2011 pa lang na, "Shucks, I need to prepare for this kasi hindi ko alam kung magkakasya yung sweldo ko sa amin, eh." 'Di ba? And dalawa lang kaming magkapatid, hindi kami marami. So talagang, alam mo yun, I have no choice. I have no choice but to really prepare for it. And marami naman din akong realization as I was going through this journey. I mean, it's not just for my family, but it's also for myself too. Kasi in the future, na-realize ko I don't want to give that responsibility to my kids eh. Parang I want them to live their life. I want to have my own money and I want to retire on my own. Kung magbibigay sila, then that's okay. If not, then that's okay too. At least I have my own and they have their own. Kasi to tell you honestly, coach, I have friends na gusto na nilang mag-asawa. Gusto nila lang lumagay sa tahimik. But then again, hindi nila magawa. Kasi breadwinner sila, ang dami nilang responsibility, nagpapaaral ng kapatid, sila yung gumagastos sa bahay, sa family nila. And there are times na, alam mo yun, medyo nade-depress na sila. Na parang, why can't I live my life on my own? Like, why do I have this weight? Why do I have this burden? Why do I have this responsibility? So what I always tell them is, sit down with your parents and talk to them. Kasi hindi yan mare-resolve hangga't alam mo yun, may bigat dyan sa dibdib mo. And of course, I can help you out, increase your cash flow para, alam mo yun, hindi ka nabibigatan and lumalaki talaga yung income mo every month. Because if you will just rely on your active income, hindi talaga. It's not gonna work for you. Yun. And your other question, coach, ano ba yung mga struggles na experience ko? Yeah, may time na sobrang well, hanggang ngayon naman kuripot pa rin naman ako, eh. Proud ako diyan. May times na talagang nagkukuripot ako na, 'di talaga ako bumibili ng damit ko, even if I want to, you know? Kasi I need to set aside a big portion of my income and my salary to my policies, which, I really value kasi ito na kumbaga, ito na lang talaga yung mapapamana ko sa mga pamilya ko, eh, kung sakali man, 'di ba? Kaya yon. Tapos yun ang struggle ko, I wanted to get a higher coverage, pero hindi na kaya ng budget ko. So,
Okay.
yun
Makes
yung
sense.
mga. Yeah,
Makes sense.
hindi na talaga kaya ng budget ko. Those are my struggles before in creating it. Kaya kung nakita mo gradual, dalawa lang muna
Mm,
nag-start, tapos biglang after 2 years health plan, after 2 years dalawang health plan. Kasi
mm.
may times talaga na coach hindi talaga kinakaya kahit may mga income streams ako. Yon, those are
Pero
my
at least
struggles.
'no, ginagawa mo pa rin ng paraan. I think that's
Yes,
what's important, eh. Meron
totoo.
tayong question from from Mavic. Sabi ni Mavic, "How do you spot opportunities and how to deal with doubts and hesitation?"
Okay. Is this in terms of investments?
Siguro mix 'to. Nase-sense ko kay Mavic more investment, business, paano mo na-identify din si Humblebee, si
Mm-hmm.
at saka yung nag-invest ka rin sa properties, nag-invest ka rin sa other stuff.
Yeah. Ako, what I do when I thank you so much for that question. When I spot opportunities, my practice before is I jump into it right away. Pero right now, I make sure that I step back first and then ask people about it and do my research. Yun ang ginagawa ko. And how to deal with doubts and hesitation. I go to my theory of space. I come here to the Rich Friends community to research and ask people here about this kind of opportunity or this kind of investment so that my doubts and hesitations would be lessened. Yeah. I hope I
Agree.
answer your question. Yes.
Thank you, Mavic, for asking that question.
Thank you.
Nakakatuwa, no? Kasi yung pag-spot ng opportunity, I think it's a matter, sobrang daming opportunity. I
Yeah.
remember, Lian, kwento mo sa akin, nagsusearch ka sa TikTok.
Oo.
Oo.
Totoo
Di
yan.
ba? Hmm. How,
Nagtitiktok
how
ako
are you,
ngayon.
anong ginagawa mo doon? Paano mo
Yeah.
nagsusearch sa TikTok?
I downloaded TikTok not to create my content, but yes, not to create my content, but to search for businesses and opportunities. Yan. Kasi ang dami doon. And ang dami ring learnings doon. I learned baking through
Huh?
TikTok. I also learned baking through YouTube. So there are so many contents out there that you can utilize and maximize para matuto ka. Ayan. Kung you don't want to pay for a training or a seminar, there are free contents and resources online that you can use.
Ang ganda nun. Oo nga,
Yeah.
TikTok. I think yung dun sa question ni Mavic a while ago na how do you spot opportunities in terms of investment, honestly,
Yeah.
pwede ka rin tumingin sa social media, Twitter, TikTok. Ang
Yeah.
dami kasing
Dami.
portion of it nang-hype yung mga tao. As in,
Mhm.
nang-hype na, ito, this is the next Bitcoin. Mga ganun. Or this is the next, puputok 10x coin, 100x stock. May mga ganon. Pero,
Mhm.
again, babalikan mo, I think very powerful yung na-mention ni Lia na take a step back, check muna, ask yung mga experts. Yun na yung purpose eh. Nasa space ka naman na may mga alam yung tao. Kung hindi
Mm.
niya alam, edi tanong ko sa iba.
Yeah. Mm. You just look for the right people for you to na mag-guide and magso-support sa'yo. Kasi like for example, Coach JM, I'm interested in this coffee shop. I want to invest on it. Since I know you, you have a business, you have a coffee shop business. Can you help me? Or can you tell me more about it? Ganyan. Kung wala ka sa space mo ng mga ganyang klaseng tao, you can do your research online. Yan. So again, there are so many opportunities out there, but it is important for you that you study it first so that yung mga doubts and hesitations malesen siya. And once you are clear with your decision that I really want this and this is aligned to my point B, then you go for it. Yan. All right.
Grabe, powerful. Daming mga tips tayo na pulot. Okay. So don't worry, I think may mga opportunities for you to ask lang din naman sa
Mhm.
everyone in this space. Alam nyo naman yan. Joseph, ikaw meron ka bang comments or
Yeah.
affirmation para sa speaker na?
I have a question to Leah. I'm just
Sige, go.
wondering, where are you now with your financial portfolio? Sa tingin mo ba, you still have to work on 50% or almost complete ka na ba sa pagkuha ng financial freedom?
In terms of percentage and if I can rate it or quantify it, I'd say nasa 30% pa lang ako at age 38 years old. Medyo malayo pa ako kasi if you remember kanina, my net worth is just 10 million pa lang, and I feel it's not enough for my family para hindi naman makasurvive, but also maka-thrive sila just in case something happens. Something, yung mga sad events or whatever. I feel that it's not enough kasi what if mabuhay yung parents ko until 100 years old, 'di ba? So, 'di ba, 10 million is not enough for them kasi kakain sila araw-araw, may mga
Mm.
necessities sila, essentials, gagastusin, baka magkaroon pa ng emergency. So, my goal really is to increase it more. Ayan, sana kaya ko pa siyang i-increase. I
Mm.
am really setting that intention that I can increase my net worth pa. Yan, because I feel it's not yet sufficient, it's not enough. And the reason why hindi rin ako nag invest masyado sa properties, kasi nga may may net worth, or yung yung insurance ko is not yet enough for estate tax. Yun.
Mm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for that.
Sinasama mo yan sa New Year's resolution mo na, no?
Oo naman, I
Ah.
do set goals quarterly. So, meron akong mga ganyan. Kaya nga, if I could, of course, scale up my small business right now, and that would be a big help. So, I can also increase my cash flow, and I can
Yeah.
acquire more policy sana and insured myself ng much higher pa. Feeling ko ang mahal ko na ngayon kasi 38 years old na ako eh. But
Ako nga
I'm happy.
namamahalan sa 32 eh.
Oo nga eh. But I'm happy na alam mo 'yun, wala naman akong sakit. I'm healthy, so feeling ko mabilis lang ako
Mm.
maa-approve.
Wala nang
Yan na
medical.
yung question dito ah. Galing ulit to kay Mavic, sabi niya, ayan. Do you also consider the right employer in terms of your flexibility to venture other sources of income? JM, wag mo ako susumbong. Okay.
Oy,
Ano ang ano mo dyan?
this is a great question. I can relate to this. Oo, I consider it kasi may mga employers na sobrang higpit. 'Di ba? When you have a part-time job or sometimes you have business outside. Lalo na ngayon work from home, yung trust level talaga nila, 'di ba? Medyo mababa kasi hindi nila alam kung anong ginagawa mo sa bahay. So make sure that you consider it too, or pwede naman dear that you sit down with your manager and explain it to them that I need to have another source of my income. Alam mo yun, just be vulnerable with them and be open, and hopefully they would understand it. Like, I'm actually having some financial crisis right now, and okay lang po ba sa inyo, boss, if I use my morning schedule kasi mid pa naman po ang start ng aking work. If I use my schedule in the morning to do my part-time job. Yeah. So just be open and vulnerable about it. Have that conversation. But if they're not open to it, then consider it when you are looking for employers. Yeah.
I just wanna chime in lang din sa question na yan ni Mavic. Actually, ano, ang laking factor. When I was still, kasama ko siya sa office before eh.
Mm-hmm.
7 years ago. Hanggang nandun pa rin siya. So, inalay na namin, sabi na, ikaw ng tribute namin, ha? So, nung nag-uusap nga kami, sabi ko sa kanya, I wouldn't, when I was actually sharing to some people in this space, na I wouldn't be able to do yung different stuff. Ito,
Yeah.
nag-live session. Imagine niyo no?
Mm-hmm.
Alam, hindi halata sa ibang tao, no? I still do my 9 to 6. I handle
Yeah.
my fun life business. Diba? I also handle my family our family business. Pero the only reason
Mm-hmm.
na nag-work yun, kasi nga, I still make sure na may time talaga.
Yeah.
Dedicated time. And supportive yung, yung mga superiors, yung mga boss.
Yeah.
Hindi kita nilaglag, Mavic, ha? Ayan. Oh, basta
Yeah.
alam niyo na,
So, totoo
ikakat ko na
yan.
lang.
Swerte kami ni Coach JM kasi yung company niya are very supportive with what he is doing. There's actually a lot. Ako rin naman, I'm very lucky to be part of my current company now kasi they're also very supportive. They know na, alam mo yun, nangangailangan din ako. Sa umaga ko ginagawa ang aking business, and they showed their support to me by also buying products from me and
Wow.
also sharing my posts then for their market or yung kanilang sa space naman nila. Ayan. So ginagawa nila yan sa akin and I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, yeah. Nakakatuwa 'no, kasi na-realize ko lang bigla ngayon na iba talaga yung support system around your space,
Mm-mm.
'no? I mean, it really helps.
Yeah.
And like, ako, iba yung concept na alam mo basta kaya mo nagde-deliver ka. Kasi at the end of the day kung hindi mo naman kaya i-deliver, ikaw rin yung
Yeah.
mahihiya, eh. Oo.
Mm-mm.
Parang
Totoo.
either ile-let go mo yung mga bagay-bagay. Ako, I remember the time na super dami ko pang iba pang ginagawa. Sobrang hindi aligned. As in, may time nagbebenta pa ako ng makeup. Kalahin mo yun. So I tried that. Nag-networking ako before. Sobrang hindi connect. As in, sobrang hindi connect sa mga pinagagawa ko. Like ngayon, super connected lahat, eh. I think yun yung mga hack. Other than having my own leveraging with other people, I have my own staff. Meron akong connection, eh. Taxes, financials, yun, dun lang ako in that line. Pag lilihis ng daan, let go na yun. Yun na yung sabi ko, okay, hindi na yan. Hindi na kaya yan.
Okay. All right. Do we still have questions from our audience?
Yan, any more questions?
Think we're good. Pwede ba ako mag-promote, Coach JM?
Yes, please, go ahead.
All
Yes,
right.
please. Inabangan ko
Let,
yan.
let me
Share
just
screen.
share something here. Very quick lang, guys. Ayan, I hope ay, saan ba siya? Ayan, if you guys are interested to be part of my community and if you want to have a small startup business with very low and affordable capital and mahilig kayo sa honey, ayan, please contact me at from ayan, I have my Facebook page. You can check it out. Yung mga harvest namin, my email and also my phone number. And then I also have my herbs and spices. And if you guys love cooking or if you have restaurants or any or into food business, you can call me anytime or send me a message. And of course, please invite your friends to be part of Rich Friends community. Marami kayong matututunan dito and this is a great space talaga for you to grow and to learn more about finances, self-development, abundance, and everything that you want, you name it, nandito kami para sa inyo. Okay? Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much, Lian. Palakpakan natin si Lian. Lian, I will send you your certificate of appreciation and of course ang aking pa-treat. Thank you so much for
Yes,
being
thank
here.
you.
Thank you everyone for watching. Abangan niyo po ulit yung
Thank you,
next
Lian.
week.
Thank you, Coach.
Yung mga gagawin natin for next week. So, closing video ko lang. Closing video. Where are you? And video.